And so I'm sure we've all heard what I'm about to say or some variation of it, but hard times create strong men create good times create weak men create hard times. And it's safe to say that we have lived in an extended period of good times, thus it's created a weak culture. Think about it. We're weak, entitled, soft. We look for instant gratification as if we deserve everything right now. And you can look at other countries in the world and it's just not that easy. They don't have the luxury of entitlement when their very life exists on what am I going to eat today? What can I do to survive? And so in this easy and weak good time culture, we've adopted this entitled mindset where it's easy to pass the buck of responsibility. And I want us to begin to think about that responsibility. How many of us, either at work or in a team environment, we wait for somebody else to step up and accept the role of leader, to accept the role of responsibility? We're waiting for someone else, but within, we're kind of envious. We want to be the person that takes charge. We want to be the person that makes decisions. And that's the key. That's the foundation. Are we opting in the process of making decisions, or are we opting out? Are we taking the responsibility to decide our life? Or are we waiting for someone else to come along and hand it to us? If we want to begin to succeed in whatever area, if we want to become better, we got to realize that responsibility is the backbone of success. Responsibility is the backbone of freedom, where we don't depend upon someone else to come give us a nice, neat packaged handout. When we start taking responsibility for our own actions, when we take responsibility for our life, responsibility becomes a weapon. I want you to think about that. When we choose to take responsibility for our decisions and see the power in those decisions, that responsibility becomes a weapon, because I choose what I'm going to do today. I choose the direction that I'm going in. I choose autonomy over my own life. I'm not waiting for someone else. I'm not waiting for external circumstances to be just right. We live in a culture with this philosophy of believing in miracles. And don't get me wrong, believe in miracles, dream big. But we believe the miracle is just going to fall on our doorstep because we wish for it. And that's a very diluted concept of responsibility. Hell, that's being irresponsible. When responsibility becomes our backbone, we choose the power of decisions. We make the decisions. We use decisions and responsibility as our weapon. We draw back the arrow of decision and we release that with a responsible aim at success, at self-reliance, self-dependence. We, in essence, become in charge of our lives as much as we can. Unexpected things are always going to happen, but even in those, we choose to be responsible in how we respond, and we take charge of the decisions. We take charge of the process that's our life. Decision A leads to consequence A, which gives me decision B, which leads to consequence B. Responsibility becomes a weapon. Responsibility becomes privilege. Responsibility becomes opportunity. So we have to begin to ask ourselves, am I choosing the backbone of responsibility? Do I see the power of responsibility as a weapon in my life, or do I see it as some burden? Oh God, I have to adult today. Oh Lord, I've got to make this decision. I think a lot of weak-minded people in these good times, they adopt that persona that responsibility is some burden that they'd rather not carry, instead of it seen as a weapon that allows them to aim in a successful direction. If you're tired of being stuck, if you're tired of being left out of life, see responsibility as a weapon and start making the decisions that are going to empower you to become more than you currently are.